And the saga continues with this whole Roger Jackson situation. Doug and AJ they just been talking. They just been going back and forth, giving their perspectives. Doug Malo's been on his platform. This is his YouTube channel. If y'all want to go check it out, Doug _ Malo. He has 10K subs. He's starting to post content regularly now. He posted a match of his, and he just posted a regular like a workout video. And he appeared on this on the Scalding Up. I keep calling it Scalding Up, the Scaling Up podcast. And AJ Mana appeared on Bruce Pritchard's podcast with JBL. If you're a wrestling fan, you know who the great JBL is. They interviewed him for about 30 minutes. You don't really got to watch the rest of it. It's like a 30-minute interview with him, giving his perspective, and then there's also Doug Malo's video, and where he's stating that he believes that it's either a burner account or Rampage's team, and he gives a little bit more perspective on his take on what happened. And we also have the second interview with the Scaling Up podcast. These are his homies he work out with anyway, if you didn't notice. And they just give a little bit more context. Doug Malo said that he stated that he does believe there are lawyers involved. He does believe there will be an arrest soon, and LAPD is being is investigating. So there's some behind the scenes. He gives us some behind the scenes context here. But we're gonna check out Mandy again, about to hit 10K subscribers. When he first started covering this stuff, he had like 1.17. He had less than me. He had less subscribers than me. And then these videos covering this topic, he just blew up. He's at damn near 10K views. Shout out to him. We're gonna watch his video because he does a good job of putting it all together. He does a great job putting it all together. So I just wanted to shout out another small creator. Well, he's growing now. He's bigger than me now. I'm trying to catch up to him. But yeah, let's get into the video.
The fact that you did take action when it was necessary. For that, yes, I give you your flowers. But for all the other crap, you really need to smarten up because you don't know what you're talking about.
The fact that you had all this history predetermined, like, that's why, to me, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't. You can't have issues with somebody and then magically have this situation come up, and for me not to believe that there's not a part of you that wanted Stu to get hurt.
That's his theory.
In the video, he's an idiot.
That's what he's running with.
You said it. He's an idiot, right? But in the other video, said, "Oh, Stu's my brother. We worked at the same ranch. You lifted your shirt up, big dumbass."
So let's get straight into it. Both Doug Malo and AJ Mana came out with interviews today talking about the Raja situation, and someone's got to get an interview with these two already so we can get down to the truth. And by the way, yes, that is JBL right there. I do not know how these guys have a connection, but that is the JBL.
If you watch the whole thing, like I did, he explained that. Not coming at Mandy or anybody or whatever, but the Godfather, if you know who the Godfather is, he's the one that let's get on the hoe train. He used to come out with the hoes and all of that. I'll see if I can put a clip here or something like that. He used to come out with the hoes. He used to dance and stuff. Yeah, he was Papa Shango back in the day, like way back in the day before that gimmick. He was in Right to Censor. Like, if you know wrestling, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, his most popular gimmick was the Godfather, so he still refers to him as that today. So he knew AJ, and Godfather was like, "Hey man, I think you should get this guy on your podcast." So that's how that happened.
John Bradshaw Layfield will be waiting.
So thanks to the Scaling Up podcast and a video from Doug's personal YouTube channel, we know that there was a beef between AJ and Stu way before any of this came out. But today, AJ comes out saying that was a complete fabrication made up by Doug for clout and engagement.
You can't have issues with somebody and then magically have this situation come up, and for me not to believe that there's not a part of you that wanted Stu to get hurt.
So that's why we got to hear from Stu, because their stories are kind of conflicting, but they align at certain points. Like with him being working at the ranch with Stu, and Stu bringing him to wrestling. AJ says he brought him into wrestling. We don't know the truth there, but there are some things that line up there. So yeah.
Just to be clear, you're saying there's nothing to the reports that you and Stu didn't get along or you guys weren't friendly beforehand, or had you
Absolutely
had
not.
problems in the past?
No, that's all bullshit. And that's why I'm upset. A video or an interview that Doug did went viral.
AJ,
Sure, you got your clout out of it, but come on, look what you started.
AJ then claims that Doug has been using the clip of him telling Raja to give Stu his receipt to help put him over momentarily with the fans.
I was there, the hospital, while everyone's blaming me because of some freaking video that Doug decided to clip out of a stream, put it in a freaking group chat and say, I'm done. Now everyone's like, well, explain this, AJ. Well, I was working the story. That's literally what I was doing. Working a freaking storyline.
Bad idea. Bad idea, bro.
That went totally off the rails.
Bad
Now
idea.
you're gonna take that and try and bury me to put yourself over? I mean, come on.
But I mean, if we think about it from Doug's perspective, he's checking out this video just like us after the fact that everything happened, and he sees the clip of him going, yeah, give him his receipt. Like, bro. Then AJ wants to claim that he was actually...
He said tag his shit, to be specific. He did say give him a receipt. He says tag his shit. If anybody got a problem, I'll come out there, which he ended up not doing.
in character and working the camera whenever that happened.
It's like, well, explain this, AJ. Well, I was working the story. That's literally what I was doing. Working a freaking storyline. A work that went totally off the rails. Now you're gonna take that and try and bury me to put yourself over? I mean, come on.
Now, I'm going to go back to the interview with him and CT Fletcher from a couple days ago, and I want you to pay attention to what AJ says his persona sounds like and what he claims he said to Raja.
And I went from laughing to pissed because the camera was still rolling. So I'm like, fuck, I got to work the camera, right?
That's his father. He's black and white.
Remember what a receipt is? I'm in character now. Remember what a receipt is? Fucking receipt, man. Fucking, I'm telling them. Give them one. Give it to them fucking hard. If anybody got a fucking problem with it, I'ma be there.
I just said that.
Gonna be there. I wasn't even in that. But I'm working this storyline.
Now listen to him the night of and let me know if he actually thought he was in character or if he was just forgetting to put on the voice.
I understand. Yeah, another thing is, even when we are working like that, you don't fucking, you know. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't know him like that. He don't. He's a fucking idiot. Hey. So when you run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there.
Now, I was noticing more of an accent whenever he was talking about doing his persona than him actually doing it. He also got pretty pissed whenever people in the comments were saying that it sounds like he was cutting a promo, but I think it's because it kind of sounds like he's doing like a Dwayne Johnson impression. He keeps saying jabroni all the time, and with the way he's talking. He'll also repeat himself a lot or just keep mentioning the same things as if he's had it memorized.
Stu is a friend of mine. Stu's not only a friend of mine in the wrestling world, Stu's one of our cowboys over at the Double Six Ranch.
They both have that tattoo. Psycho Stu has it on his left arm right here, like right here. If you look at the video when he's hitting him with the can, you can see they both have a tattoo. So he's not lying about that, and even Doug confirmed that he worked at the ranch as well.
He's got the same fucking tattoo on his fucking forearm because he's a cowboy from the fucking Double Six Ranch, just like myself. Y'all want to suggest that somehow I would set up my own brother? Y'all want to push this fucking narrative that me, not the gimmick, the fucking human being.
I've been up and down the roads with Stu. I've been at horse auctions with Stu. This goes a lot deeper than this personification that you see from both him and I on screen or on camera.
Now going back to Doug's video, he explains to us what actually started the beef between AJ and Stu.
Man, showing AJ what he's, what could help him in life, learning skills and stuff like that. AJ takes it upon himself to say that he's being taken advantage of, that they're taking advantage of him, they're picking on him, or this or that. He's complaining about doing all the chores that he agreed to do to live there. And then, lo and behold, he's not allowed to be at the ranch anymore. Okay? Stu was even kind enough, when AJ was leaving the ranch, to sell him a car, knowing he wouldn't get paid back for it.
So according to Doug, the beef between Stu and AJ had a lot more to it, but mainly AJ claims that he was being mistreated and apparently was complaining about the chores that he agreed to do to be able to stay on the ranch, which is eventually what got him kicked off. Then Doug
he was also saying that AJ's the kind of guy to have to use weaponized incompetence. If you don't know what that means, that's basically when you basically act dumb to get away with certain stuff. Like, oh man, sorry, bro, I didn't know. Da da da. Like like that. That's what he's claiming AJ was doing.
Straight up calls out AJ for being a pathological liar.
But yeah, you still got the car from Stu, so you most likely drove off because you're a liar and you've always been a liar. You even told me when I first met you that Rikishi is your uncle, and that is not true. You're a liar. And your name AJ Malo 101 on the Instagram, you can't tell me you didn't do that, so it looked like Anna White. Asshole.
Okay. So as I'm recording this video, I got
they really don't like each other.
Uploaded a new video onto his personal YouTube channel.
Crazy.
And on the new video, he exposes AJ for mistreating someone with special needs at the school. Talks about another Las Vegas incident that he ran away from, and says that AJ lied about visiting the hospital, which is something that AJ actually brought up about Doug in his interview.
Doug not only is not a friend of Stu's, in that entire week that Stu was in the hospital, do you think he ever showed up to the hospital? You think he ever paid a visit? No, he got his clout. That's what he got, clout. TMZ shows up to the gym where I used to train kids. I had a collegiate wrestling program.
Hey, AJ, I don't mean to cut you off, but what day did you stop by to see Stu?
The night, literally within the hour after that all transpired, I jetted right over the hospital. Folks were still hanging around. I'm packing my shit like I'm going to the hospital, dude. I went straight there.
So initially watching this, I thought that someone had successfully trolled AJ or the show into answering Doug's name, but it turns out that this was the real Doug the Epic, and we were so close to having them both on to argue.
Yeah.
And Mr. Epic, a friend of the show, was with us here live, and he wants to know, AJ, where were you during the assault? So take us back to that moment when
you know what? Hey, and Doug, hey man to man, all right? Do you really think that if I had any clue, any inclination that this shit was gonna take place, that I wouldn't be there? I was outside. I didn't even know how this thing with Raja was being structured. After telling Raja to get his receipt, I'm thinking, hey, just like we always do, and tell me if I'm wrong, Doug. We all huddle up, especially when it's on the fly like that, off the cuff. It's like, all right, okay, huddle up real quick. What we're gonna do? All right, got it. Get out there, do it. None of that happened. You can see it on the video. None of this shit was actually planned properly.
Yeah, I mentioned that in a previous video. Like, usually when something like that happens, everybody gets together and you make sure they're on the same page. They didn't get with Stu. What they got with Stu and tell you you're gonna get your receipt, but usually you'll walk it through. You'll walk it through and say, okay, this is how it's gonna happen. This is how you gonna do this. That's there. And being that it was Roger, they should have even took the extra step to tell him, look, okay, this is how you throw a work punch. This is how you do the work slam. We gonna go through it real quick. That's what you're gonna do, and that's it. That's what should have happened, and it didn't happen. It's a failure on many parts of this.
Allegedly, someone whispered in his ear and told
This situation.
him, while he was sitting in the front row, what to do. How the hell am I gonna know what the hell's going on inside the building?
You should have been there.
You
should have been in there. You should have been in. That's your guess. That's your guess. You should have been there.
I had my match right before Stu's match. I can't just walk right back into the venue after having a match. You should know that.
You could have stayed in the back.
I still believe in kayfabe.
No, kayfabe is dead. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he contradicted himself. Yeah. When I was watching this interview, I was like, yeah, hold on. You contradicted yourself. You said kayfabe was dead in the other interview, and now you're saying I still believe in kayfabe? Nope. You should have been out there in that ring, bro. You should not in the ring. I understand you're a performer. You don't want to just pop out and just be out there, but you should have been in. There was a back area that led to the ring. You could have, and then that back area that led to the ring also led to the locker room area, the backstage where Stikel Stu hit him over the head with the can. You should have been there. He definitely should have been there to see it through, to see it through. Or he could have been in production. He could have stood in production, which was like a room off to the side before you get out to the ring. Like, that's what he should have did.
This thing was being live streamed. I thought we were going to edit it later. Hello, kayfabe.
Rampage and a live streamer who is currently rolling right now. Rolling, yeah, his camera's on as he is live right now. Is that okay? Oh yeah, his dad's who? Oh, Rampage? Oh yeah. Hey, tell him to bring his dad too. Get his dad over here. This is great. This is good for us. It's good for business.
As you guys can see, he is contradicting
himself
a lot.
Yeah.
JBL,
he knew.
Conrad, looks like you guys had a liar on today. I was in the chat.
I didn't see this clip.
Fuck that guy. Because that's how I feel. He's a liar. He's a snake. He's a weirdo. Always been a liar. Always been a backstabber. Number one stooge. If Stu's his quote-unquote friend, why didn't he go out there to check on him after the incident? After he knew what happened to him, he didn't go check on him. He stayed in the back like a bitch. When I walked outside right past him with my eye covered in blood, because I went to go find Raja outside, after I dealt with the ring stuff, they didn't let me out the front door, so I went out back. Where was this big, bad, tough guy? Huh?
He should have been
right
there.
Past him.
He was the first one to, AJ was the first one to call Raja and tell him, like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't tell you to double leg him and do that. Like, he did call him, but he wasn't. But Doug is right. He was not out there. He should have been out there, like I've been saying.
He's a punk. Always been a punk. He ran away from a problem he caused in Vegas, too. Doesn't really say anything about that, huh? He's not a coward, though. No. I wouldn't know from experience, right? I've only had to deal with this dumbass. He talks down to people. He's a bully. He mistreated a guy with special needs that wrestled at the school. He's just a bully. The guy that he was working during the day, he was talking trash about him to his friends that were at the venue. He's a bully.
Yeah, he did call him an idiot, but I don't know if it was, malicious.
Yes, you did. And then you even contradicted yourself.
Yeah, he definitely did.
With you guys.
He definitely contradicted himself a couple times.
His story's changed multiple times. It was, oh yeah, then I went to the hospital right after. No, you didn't. In one video, you said that you went to another booking.
At a match, I was getting dressed out, getting ready to hit the road for another gig. So I was out of there. I had nothing to do with the show from that point on. When my shit was done, I was out.
I didn't even catch that.
I set this shit up. You're fucking wrong.
We gotta stop.
I didn't even catch that
Nothing
contradiction.
But a liar, dude. JBL, you go ahead and believe it if you want, man. I'm going to tell you from experience, after knowing that person, it's a terrible thing to sign off on. That dude is a walking pile of stupid. And I'm sorry that somebody told you to entertain him, but yeah, it's not a good look. And I know you don't care what I have to say, but I also don't care about impressing you if it means having to sell out morality and not hold a bully accountable for bringing somebody that wrecks so much havoc for his own life, for a business, and for all the families out there, and Stu's family and Stu's life. There's so many lives touched by that incident. AJ's never apologized to anybody for what happened, for bringing that person. He didn't give a shit about the kids, the families, or anything. There's kids crying in the audience. And he sat in the back. Yeah, way to be a fucking hero, huh?
So that was mainly all I wanted to talk about with these two interviews, but let's get updated on the situation. So we know that Raja Jackson's more than likely going to jail. The detective Doug has been talking to said that LAPD has been dragging their feet with this case, but now it's getting picked up by the state.
Will Raja Jackson be arrested from what you're hearing?
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Everything's on tape, on video. It's premeditated. Just LAPD tends to drag their feet. So the detective asked me a bunch of questions about the other videos involved with the people in the back and this and that.
I don't even know if he should be talking about
he's
this.
Trying to get information. He's building a solid case.
On a more important note, we find out that Psycho Stu is getting to recover from the comfort of his own home, and that he knows the basics of what happened, but not the severity and the gruesomeness of it.
Because at one point I saw something about they said they don't want anybody to tell him what happened and to say he just hit his head in the ring. So at this point, is he fully aware of what happened?
Well, medically, when you have a head injury, you can't stress that person. So depending on where he's at in recovery, they have to break it to him slowly. So if you're hearing that he doesn't know exactly what's happening, it's because that's doctor's orders. Any type of stress that he goes through, anything that causes him sadness, anger, grief, or any of those things can actually set him back mentally. He's going to be in like this state of fog, you know, and when you already have PTSD, you already have trauma caked in, and now you're adding another traumatic event to the brain. It's a perfect storm for all types of bad things to happen.
I believe he's aware of the basics of the situation. I'm not sure he's aware of how sensationalized it's become and kind of the gory details that we're all aware of. But I'm pretty sure he knows like pretty much what happened.
Because I noticed today the post was in third person. It wasn't him.
Yeah, his
posting,
wife wrote it.
so
Yeah.
that made me.
So that was basically everything that I wanted to cover on this video. To be short, Rampage had a meltdown on Instagram addressing the whole Raja situation and telling people to DM him now. He also mentions how people are farming engagement by posting videos and clips about the situation. But if he really cared that much, I feel like he would stop streaming too. Because I mean, if it's really bothering him that much, wouldn't him streaming be adding so much more to it?
I mean, kind of, but honestly, when you going through some shit like that, when you go through like deep moments in life, when you go through crazy situations in life, sometimes it helps to just bury yourself in your work. Like, this is an endeavor that he took on recently, streaming. So he like, fuck it, I'm gonna just keep streaming and just power through it, you know, and just he should probably just stop talking about it and just power through it and just stream and do what he got to do. Make sure your mods block everybody trying to be racist and saying you death threats or whatever, and just keep it moving. That's all you can do. Like, I know when I'm going through a tough time, I bury myself in my work. That's what I do. That might not be the best thing to do, but that's what I do.
This is the most views and engagement that he's had across all socials in a long time. If so, then it's okay for him, but not for us. Anyway, if you like the video, subscribe, stick around for the edit, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. See ya.
$5. Glad you posted about the Raja situation.
Okay, glad you posted about the Raja situation. We hope he's okay. Difficult situation for you to be in. I know you're doing the best you can. Wouldn't have hit my son over the head with a bill can while he was live streaming his own stream, and Knox would have regretted. Roger, get back in the ring. If my son would have just went to the police. Okay, this is that's Rampage statement. I covered that in the last video. Y'all can pause that if you want.
We hope he's doing okay. It's a difficult situation to be in for you, but you're doing the best.
Who is this guy?
Man, I'm trying my
Okay,
best
it's
with
Rampage.
that shit,
I'm like,
but
who is this guy?
everybody keep twisting my words, acting like I'm not taking, like I'm trying to take up for them. It's the strangest thing. I see what it is. People just want to be upset. They think I'm reacting the way they would react if something like that, if their kids did something like that. People would like have their kids back. I've seen it. People don't have accountability for their kids. I'm taking full, like, yeah, my kid messed up and stuff like that, and people keep twisting my words. But my main thing is I couldn't understand why people were so mad. The stupid people actually think that my son snuck into the ring. And
yeah, it's just people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You can't pay attention to that.
Talking about coming by my house. Man,
they talking about they're gonna come by the house. Like,
too far.
You going, like, first of all, if you're gonna like you're gonna go to Rampage Jackson's house, you're gonna try to do something to him. You're probably gonna get your ass beat, or you're gonna get shot by him or his security, one or the other. So that would just be a really stupid idea, to be honest.
Little works, you know, like they're entertainers too. He's doing everything he can as a father to protect his son.
Right, and that's why I applaud Doug, because even though he's mad at the situation, he's mad at AJ, realize that Rampage should not be getting any racism and death threats thrown at his way. Like, end of the day, like, this was a crazy thing that happened. Roger should face face justice. Even Rampage said that, yeah, my son did a really stupid thing. He performed like, he behaved like a piece of shit. That's what he said in the statement, and he should get what he needs. But I gotta protect my family and protect my son. Like, y'all can't be talking. I can't just let y'all talk crazy about my family and not say nothing about it.
Like that's something.
Hold on. Oh, you had a little technical
special.
difficulties.
I would do the same thing if I was a father.
Right.
I'd be pissed. I'd be upset. I'd be disturbed by his actions. I would want to slap the mess out of him. but I'd have his back 100%. And I think Rampage is a great father for doing that. And I think all the people sending him death threats, saying racist stuff, what do you get out of that? Don't you think that as a father he's hurting?
Right.
Don't you think Stu's family's hurting? What is hate and volatility is gonna? What is that gonna bring in?
What is that gonna add to the situation? That's not gonna help.
People are already hurting. If anything,
I even have racist people coming into my comments of me just covering the situation and giving my opinion on it. Like, I feel like racist people will always find a way to be racist. They'll always find a way to be a piece of shit individual.
It's gonna make the situation worse. It's all gonna bubble up and boil over, and more people.
It's just something that don't need to have to be.
Sad. But
say my son's the animal stuff. It makes you feel good. Go ahead. I don't care. You know, this stuff don't bother me.
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Now hold on. Let me get my. I want to go back to the main the meat and potatoes of this video. If Roger would get arrested,
to tell him what happened and to say he just hit his head.
Depending on where he, the state of fog. It's a
come and kind of the
wanted to cover on this video. He really cared that
much to drag their feet. So that
more than likely going to jail. The detective Doug has been talking to said the LAPD has been dragged.
Will Roger Jackson be arrested from? Will Roger Jackson
picked up by the state?
Here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Will Roger Jackson be arrested? Let's see.
Be arrested from what you're hearing.
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. Everything's on tape, on video. It's premeditated. Just LAPD tends to drag their feet. So the detective asked me a bunch of questions about the other videos involved with the people in the back and this and that. Not for implications, just because he's just trying to get information. You know, he's building a solid case.
On a more important note, we find out that Psycho Stu is getting to recover from the comfort of his own home, and that he knows the basics of what happened, but not to say
they don't want anybody to tell him what happened and to say he just.
So yeah, so basically, like I've been saying in the other videos, the LAPD is investigating. They sat down with Doug. They asked him some questions. I watched the full interview of this. They asked him about wrestling terms and things of that nature. They asked him to break down what these terminologies mean, and they have to sit there and interviewing people and build a case against him so that it can stand up in court. That's pretty much it. All right, so y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments. Right, so you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.